Let me ask you a hard question. When was the last time a woman looked at you and couldn't look away? Not because of your money, not because you said all the right things, but because of something deeper, something she felt the moment you walked in. See, most men today are lost. They're loud online, but hollow in person. They chase validation, copy trends, suppress their instincts, and wonder why women aren't drawn to them. But here's the truth. Women don't obsess over men who try hard. They obsess over men who are rooted. Men who carry something ancient, magnetic, quietly powerful. And in this video, I'm breaking down 7 masculine traits that triggered that obsession. Not manipulation, not pickup tactics, real energy, real presence, real masculinity. If you're tired of guessing, if you're ready to become a man she remembers, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's rebuild the masculine edge you were born with but never taught to master. Let's get into it.
Let me ask you something. When chaos hits, when someone insults you, disrespects you, or life throws you off course, what do you do? Most men react fast, loud, emotional. Because somewhere along the way, they were taught that reacting quickly means you're strong, that getting loud means you're powerful. But here's the truth. The strongest man in the room is often the quietest. He's not cold. He's in control. He doesn't respond to pressure with panic. He breathes, he pauses, he observes, and when he moves, it's intentional. Not because he's afraid, but because he's dangerous in all the right ways. Because he knows his value isn't proven by shouting, it's proven by stillness. And women feel that. They feel it in his voice, in his timing, in the way he holds eye contact when most men would look away. That kind of composure, it's magnetic. Because deep down, every woman wants to know, if a storm hits, can he hold the line? If you can, she won't just respect you, she'll be drawn to you like gravity.
Let me tell you something most men overlook. You don't need a PhD. You don't need to quote Nietzsche or speak like a philosopher to captivate a woman. But you do need wisdom. Not book knowledge, lived wisdom. It's the kind of knowing that comes from scars, from mistakes you owned, from battles you didn't post online. It's when you can talk about life, not with ego, but with clarity. When your words don't try to impress, they hit, because they're real. Women feel it. They lean in when you speak, not because you're loud, but because you speak from something deeper. You've seen enough to understand silence. You've lost enough to stop chasing. And now, when you share, there's weight behind every word. She doesn't leave the conversation thinking you're hot. She leaves changed, intrigued, uplifted. And the most powerful part? You didn't try to teach her anything. You just lived and let your presence do the talking.
You ever walk into a room and notice a man who says nothing, but somehow everyone feels him? That's real energy. Not hype, not noise, not caffeine-fueled, gym-obsessed masculinity. I'm talking about the kind of fire that's built from the inside. You don't get it by scrolling all night. You get it by saying no to distraction, by mastering your impulses, especially the sexual ones. See, when a man stops pouring his energy into chasing quick highs, when he practices restraint instead of release, something shifts. His eyes become sharper. His voice drops into his chest. His presence starts to hum with weight. Women notice. They may not know why, but they feel the undeniable pull of a man who owns his fire instead of spilling it everywhere. That kind of energy is rare. It's quiet, it's controlled, and it doesn't chase. Because here's the truth. A man who's full of life doesn't need to seek attention. He becomes the center of gravity.
Let's get one thing straight. Women don't obsess over abs the way men obsess over curves. They're not scanning for six-packs, but they are scanning for something else. Presence. The way you walk into a room. The way your shoulders carry weight without trying. The way your voice lands in her body when you speak slowly and with intention. This is the male version of an hourglass figure. Broad shoulders, grounded posture, eye contact that doesn't flinch. A calm, steady walk like a man who knows exactly where he's going. Not for show, not for ego, but because he respects himself enough to move with purpose. Women don't just see that, they feel it, and their bodies respond before their minds can explain why. It's biological, it's primal, and it's rare. You don't need to look like a fitness model, but if you breathe from your belly, walk like a man who's earned every scar, and take up space like you belong, she notices. Not with her eyes first, but with her nervous system.
Let's talk about something almost extinct. The virile man. Not the loudest guy in the room, not the flashiest, not the one chasing followers or flexing on social media. I'm talking about the kind of man who's built from older stuff. Bravery, focus, restraint, leadership, discipline, direction. He doesn't react, he responds. He doesn't crumble when things fall apart, he sharpens. He's not trying to be liked, he's busy building, creating, protecting, moving with quiet intensity while the world screams for attention. And here's the thing, women are obsessed with this, not because they want to be rescued, but because they're starving for something solid. In a culture full of confusion, indecision, and weak signals, the presence of a grounded man is like gravity. She doesn't just want to be near him, she needs to. Not from weakness, but from instinct. Because when she senses that level of masculine depth, it doesn't hit her in her mind. It hits in her gut, in her body, in that part of her that's ancient and waiting for a man who remembers who he is.
Here's something most men today have forgotten how to do. Lead. Not just in life, but in the moment. When a man knows how to take the lead physically and emotionally without being aggressive or awkward, women feel it immediately. You're on a date, the energy's rising, she's leaning in, and instead of overthinking it, you reach out and gently touch her hand with certainty, not hesitation. You don't ask for permission to be masculine. You just let your instincts speak. A slow glance, strong eye contact, a pause that says, "I'm here, I see you, I'm not afraid to move." That's what sets you apart. Because while most men stay frozen in their heads, replaying lines, doubting signals, waiting for the right time, the grounded man acts, not recklessly, not forcefully, but with presence. And here's the secret. When a man leads from that place of calm confidence, she doesn't resist. She relaxes into it. She feels safe, excited, alive. Because the truth is, she doesn't want to be chased. She wants to be led.
Let's make something clear. Sexual confidence has nothing to do with performance. It's not about how many women you've been with. It's not about moves, techniques, or some secret trick. It's about presence, awareness, stillness. A man who's sexually confident doesn't chase climax. He pays attention. He listens to her breath. He notices the way she tenses or softens. He adjusts without needing words, because he's not in his head trying to prove anything. He's in his body, and he's attuned to hers. That's what makes the difference. Women don't open up to men who push. They open to men who create safety, emotional safety, energetic safety, physical safety. When she feels that, when she senses that you're not trying to conquer her, but to connect with her, something unlocks. And here's the part most men miss. A woman's desire starts in her body, but it lives in her mind. It lingers in her memory long after the night ends. And the man she remembers most isn't the wildest. It's the one who made her feel fully seen, fully held, and fully desired without rushing anything. That's sexual confidence. And it's rare.
Now you know the truth. It was never about being the richest man in the room, never about being the loudest, the prettiest, or the most popular. It's about being undeniably grounded in who you are, owning your energy, living with intention, leading with presence, and walking through the world like a man who doesn't chase because he becomes the thing women chase. And here's what most people won't tell you. These traits don't just make you attractive to women, they make you powerful to yourself. You move differently, think differently, you speak with weight, you act with purpose, you stop performing for the world and start commanding it. So here's the challenge. Don't just watch this video and forget it. Pick one trait, commit to it, live it. Drop a comment below with the one you're building and check in. This isn't just about becoming the man she dreams about. It's about becoming the man you know you were meant to be. Because once that version of you wakes up, the world feels it, and so does she.